Okay. What do we got here? Matt Walsh. I haven't talked about this fucking guy in a while because he's irrelevant. 170K likes on what I assume is probably just lies. If I told you that a young man stabbed a young man to death for telling him he was in the wrong seat, and then I told you that one young man in this altercation was white and the other black, and then I asked you to guess the race of the assailant, every single person would know the answer immediately. No, I don't think I would, dude. Like, if you want to do like crime statistic murder memes, you want to know who does the most crime? White people in America. Why? Because they're proportionally the higher population. There's a reason. We've already talked about like why, generally speaking, a lot of black people tend to commit crime. Because we know what he means. Like, he's talking about black, obviously, because again, Matt Walsh is a Nazi first and foremost. Okay, essay posting like a woke scold boring. Yeah, this shouldn't fucking surprise me. I mean, Matt Walsh is a stupid, like, he calls himself a theocratic fascist because he thinks he's owning the liberals by calling himself a theocratic fascist. Like, this guy is very fucking stupid. But what was I saying? Like, yeah, we know why there tends to be a disproportionate amount of crime committed by the African American community. Why? Well, systemic racism, redlining, a lot of in systems inherently being upholded by the U.S. judiciary system and federal government in order to be able to have black people as a permanent underclass. That's the point. So guess what? Never invest in their communities. Never do anything to help lift them up after you took them as slaves. Back in like what, the 1600s, 1700s, and then make it as as horrible as possible for them in order to be able, and difficult as possible for them in order to be able to build up any wealth and keep them as a permanent underclass. That's the point. Young black males are violent to a wildly, outrageously disproportionate degree. We already talked about why that is the case. That's just a fact. We all know it, and it's time we speak honestly about it, or nothing will ever change. So, I mean, Matt Walsh is just saying this because he hates black people. He just wants to say the N word. He probably says it in private all the fucking time. He just wants to say the N word. That is it. Yeah. World renowned DEI consultant. I wonder what he means by DEI in this particular case. I can only assume what he means by there. I mean, this is just like literal like 1880s like tier fucking racism or some shit. Like, wretched, decrepit human being, Matt Walsh, terrorist sympathizer, obviously, but I expect no less. But what do we have here? It's from Captive Dreamer, this fucking loser that JD Vance follows. It's freak. Austin Metcalf's father on Fox. This wasn't a race thing. I simply can't imagine being a father and going on national television one day after your son was stabbed to death by a black kid to grovel like this. Let's see what he says.
I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and some gossip. Mm-hmm. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not.
Too late. It's being turned into a fucking racial thing.
Do not politicize this. It's
too late.
It's not. This is a human being thing.
True. Like, we don't even know what what is the case of what happened to, like, why did the black kid fucking stab him? It could have been a mental episode. That always happens. Like, you just have a mental breakdown and then you just, like, stab people. That happens. That's not a ridiculous thing, because what? Black kids, probably poor, can't afford, like, therapy or social services or self-defense. Could also be self-defense, right? But what? Apparently they, what was it? It was a fight at a track school meet? If someone points a gun on you, you got no choice, really. I'm not sure if that's what happened exactly, right?
Person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever.
Person made a bad choice, and it both affected his family and my family forever. I think that's a pretty decent sort of encapsulation, I guess. Like, there could be any reason, like, why the stabbing occurred, right? Like you said, Boy Meets Mini. Self-defense, mental breakdown. They got into some heated exchange, and it got super, super heated. Shit like this happens because, again, maybe, and this is generally speaking, very often the case, the black kid probably had a tough upbringing, doesn't have it all sorted up in his head, could have some problems mentally because of, I don't know, whatever rough life the kid's going through or whatever. And so, guess what? Isn't exactly 100% sound in the head. That also happens. That's what happened with Jordan Neely, right? The dude was having a mental breakdown, and then, like, some dumbass fucking loser named Daniel Penny just choked him out, and just killed him. It's just like, you shouldn't fucking choke out and kill the guy because he's having a mental episode. That's not correct. You get people in to try to help the guy. Because Jordan Neely, he was having a mental breakdown. He was having a mental episode. It was obvious and clear. Same shit over here. Dude probably had a mental episode. I don't have any of the clips or anything to go through, right? We only have what testimony is being given here by the father, of course, because who knows if you're even going to be able to find, like, the actual, like, raw footage or, like, real reporting from this without it being fucking sensationalized, given the media environment that we are in right now. We just have to go off of what the father is saying and saying, like, dude, it's not about politics, it's not about race. Someone made a bad choice, and then it cost not only himself and his family, but my family as well. It's not about race, it's not about any of that. And I believe him. I don't think that's a ridiculous thing to say. But again, Matt Walsh is a dumb fucking racist who has to make it about race every single time. Because fucking white people constantly have to be in fear. Because they're fucking DEI little dumb fuck terrorists who hate you. These people fucking hate you. Because they probably know, broadly speaking, like, I have to have a paranoid mental breakdown all the time because that could be me. That could always happen to me. When generally speaking, is it going to happen to you? No. We already know the solutions to these fucking problems. We know what to do. But the conservatives are never interested in doing any of that. Ever. Because they know if they were to do that, guess what? They wouldn't have much of a voter base anymore. Let's be quite frank and honest. They do this for their own political reasons. Why there will never be improvements in the social safety net. Why there will never be any improvements to mental health facilities or health facilities in general. Because it gets their pockets lined with cash and they know they won't be able to dupe fucking dipshits in order to be able to vote for them. That's why. But the radical left makes it all about race and gender. Yeah. Here's Matt Walsh making this immediately about race. Just talking about black people. How black people have a propensity for murder. It's been done before. It's like, this is like a tale as old as time itself. It's been done since like the 1800s with scientific racism and shit like that all the time. It's boring, it's stupid, and it's just, ugh, God. Like, there's really not much else to say here. Just, Matt Walsh is a dumb fucking racist ass bitch.